see a black man and one man, I think of strength, black empowerment we have within, building community development. Let's continue to build our own. Let's continue to stay strong. Motivation, no matter the hate, no stopping. You just go. Listen up to Quan, John, and Queen P for giving us a voice. Speak up for what's yours and yell and make that noise. We are kings and we are queens. Melanated royalty, just getting started. Loving self and knowledge. Stack that wealth. Motivational motors, y'all.
Booyah, back at you. Motivation Motors have thought-provoking conversations with black people who've overcome adversity and ruled their prosperity. We got your boy, Quan, Jizzy, and Push Mystique. What up? What up?
Hey!
What's going on? So, yo, we had, we was thinking about some things, you know what I mean? We think about customer service and how it differs from black people and white people. I know it sounds really, it's what do you mean, black people, white people, customer service? Yeah. We do support the customer in different shapes, forms, and fashions. Black people. Yo, this is the thing for me. I think now, check it out, Portia. Now, check this out. You know when you call a customer service rep? Now, let me answer me honestly. When you call someone and you speak to a customer service rep, do you know instinctively if they're black or white?
Yes, you do. I do.
I do too. And
I do.
How do we know? I'm asking you. How do you know? I'm like, yeah, this is a black chick, or this is a black dude.
Well,
I know.
Black people tend to have not only an accent, okay, but our voice tends to be deeper than white people. So we have a lot more bass in our voice than, I would say, white Americans. So
You're
it's
right.
just, it's
I agree.
easier.
I agree.
Now,
you're right. We got different type of black people when you're talking to them on the phone, and we'll get to talking to them in person, but we're gonna start with on the phone.
Okay.
When you talk to some black people on the phone, they want to talk. How can I put it? They want to talk like they're super articulate. Let's say that. And might say, listen, some do, and one might say they're talking white. I never say that.
They're white
because
boys.
For a person to say that they're talking white, is that to say that white people are more articulate than we are? See, I never conform to that phrase. Oh, you're talking white. What that mean? Does that mean that I never see? How do you take that phrase when someone says that?
When somebody says that, I feel like they mean that they're removing the bass from their voice. If I'm trying to put on my white girl voice, I'm gonna raise my voice, maybe up a pitch, and insinuate certain words, or accentuate certain words and not others. Yeah.
Use your vocabulary a little more extensively.
I don't do that. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't
not
feel
you.
Like
I ain't saying you per se.
I don't feel like people do that.
What?
No, I mean,
we black people definitely do that. We do
vocabulary.
that because we're trying to compensate for something. But go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
No, I get what you're saying. I was just saying vocabulary.
Black people do that. We, for some reason, we feel like we got to use, we got to go into our. I do that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? If I'm on let's say an interview,
right?
Or if I'm talking to a white person, instinctively I do that, and that's bad that we do that. We don't do that with our own brethren, but we'll do that with this person. It's like we're trying to put on some type of performance.
Yeah. But I think it's a way to prove ourselves, because you always have that stigma where white people will, meet a black guy, and the black guy has, he speaks what we would consider educated, right? So he has a larger vocabulary. So they'll say, "Oh my gosh, you sound so smart. You speak so well." Well, was he supposed to sound stupid? And I think because we hear that all the time, maybe we kind of want to prove ourselves, I guess, so to speak. We want to prove that.
Very true. But, and where does that come from? Why do we feel the need to prove ourselves to this person? Because this person this is a person right here. This isn't somebody that can magically make your life better. You understand? This is a person. Why do we feel the need to do? Like I said, I'm victim of that. When I first started working in the college system, I told you, I used to have the slick back ponytail like Rico Suave and all that, yada yada yada. And then when I got a little older and a little more and a little conscious and a little more and understanding of thyself and my mission as a counselor, I said, yo, man, I got braids. You see how I'm talking to you? This is how I talk to my students.
Right.
And you know, some people say, damn, you really talking to them like that? I'm like, yeah, it's authentic.
Yeah. I think white people like put off when we use African American vernacular English, or when we, you know, start to use phrases or have an accent or talk with force or more bass in our voice. And it's like we try to alleviate some of that when talking to white people, almost like so they don't get scared. And it's just
that too. I you know what? I definitely agree with that. You know what? And that, but you see all the anxiety we have as Black people as it pertains to white people.
Yes.
You see that, like, damn, okay, I gotta use bigger words. Oh, you know, I can't come off too you know, harshly. You know what I'm saying? Or I can't. You know what? It's crazy because to be honest with you, in my opinion, I think that most white people probably would respect a Black person more if they was just straight up themselves.
I don't think that's true.
And if they hold up now, and if they don't respect it, they're gonna hate it. And if they hate it, we don't need to be mingling anyway.
Exactly.
So it's a win-win by being yourself with the white person. I'm not gonna say most white people would. I'm just saying
some.
It's a win for you. It's a win for you by being.
It's true.
It's a win because either they're gonna respect it or either play like they respect it. You know what I'm saying? And either way, they're gonna hate it behind your back. But their true colors will show. So it's a win for you.
I think a big part of that is insecurity on the part of us, of Black people, because we will feel insecure. Like, oh, man, you know, if I talk to this person the way I do, you know, my family, then they're gonna think behind my back, oh, this is just another dumb Black person, or this is an uneducated Black person. This person probably grew up in the ghetto and all this stuff. So you would like, I feel like we personally have those insecurities, and that's kind of why we put on this act, I guess. Like even me, I do know that I don't change my vocabulary, but I do notice that when I'm talking to white people, I tend to sound more friendly. Like I don't have to do that talking to Black people.
You know what we don't? We want to sound like them. That's what we're subconsciously trying to sound like them when we change any facet of our voice because we're talking to a European. We're trying to match them. Subconsciously, that's what we're trying to match them. Because if we weren't, we wouldn't feel a need to change our voice up at all.
That's true.
You understand? Basically, we're meeting them where they are, and they're not meeting us where we are.
Of course.
You understand? It's crazy.
It's insane. It's insane. Right? And I do that. So like I get around a white woman.
We all do it. All of us. Everybody's suspect.
Remove the bass from my voice and just try to sound as friendly as possible.
And those that say that are Washington said that they don't do that, you probably fall into a few categories. One, you probably never went to the bank to take out a loan.
No.
Or you probably never went on a job interview. You know, three, you've probably never been in a setting where there were other white people. Probably stayed in your own enclave. So if you say you never do that, okay, I disagree, but okay. Now check it out. Go ahead.
I feel like you're saying that, you know, we do that because our lives, our success
we feel
is dependent
inferior.
On. But I'm talking about the examples you mentioned, because our success or our well-being depends on them being able to accept us.
That's how it's been projected to us, all of us, since little. Yes, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I can say that, you know, the era we're living right now, I think this is the era where I think more Black people are, other than the 70s, because the 80s and 90s, you might as well just wipe that up, and half of the first 2000s. I think this era is the era where we as Black people are really instilling consciousness into our children because of all of the atrocities that's been happening recently.
That's true.
And because of the pandemic, we had to be home with our children for a year and a half.
So we're more self-aware
now.
Right.
Now, I mean, during the last few years. Just like historically, I just feel like the era is different where we're embedding, you know, Black love and Black consciousness and loving yourself for who you are and building your own business now and investing in the stock market, having your own home more so than we were doing in the last 40 years. So now it's kind of, we doing that now. But in the 80s, 90s, and the first half of the 2000s, it wasn't like that. But you're absolutely right. Yeah. I feel like we not have to do it. We feel like we have to do it because it has been projected to us that our presentation is key when coming in contact with a person in a position of power. White people, you understand? And people like the presentation is key. You got to cross your T's and dot your I's. Oh, so I got to act like I'm perfect? Think about this. Think about this, man. Perfection doesn't exist, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, if you are striving for it, good luck. Good luck. All right, it doesn't exist. So why would I try to portray something that's not even, now it's nothing wrong with wanting to be better, but better doesn't have a color though. We have to understand that.
You just want to be accepted.
Exactly. And why do I have to speak, think, act, walk differently to be accepted? Why do I have to do that? If I have to do that, then maybe I shouldn't want to be accepted by that group.
That's true.
And this comes back from, this goes back to childhood, and you don't have kids right now, but this goes back to childhood when I was a kid and I got daughters now. And what I'm going to try to convey, and I get it, we all want to be accepted. It's natural to want to be accepted. It's natural to want to be in the cool group. You understand? It's natural to want to have the latest fashion. These things are natural for children. But we as adults still do this. We as Black adults, we still do this. Oh, I don't do that. Yes, you do, man. Yes, you do. Stop playing. You understand? So how do you convey to your child, like, yo, I dig it. Actually, in my opinion, being the quote unquote nerd is actually, that should be sought after.
Yeah.
You understand?
It is, and it's funny that you're talking about the difference in time, and being a nerd is sought after nowadays.
It should be. It wasn't when I was young at all. You know what I'm saying? Being a nerd should. I mean, exactly. Now, when I was in grade school, 1st through 8th, and big up to my man Thomas and his brother, I ran into Rob Playland. These was dudes. I was in school with them 5th, 6th grade, and they noticed me. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Probably from the bucket hat and all that, and they watched the podcast. You know what I'm saying? But shit, big up to them. So the school that we went to, we all were exceptional, okay? And those that weren't exceptional in the school that we went to, it was called, what was the school? St. Augustine School of the Performing Arts, SASA. That was the acronym. You know what I'm saying? The school that we went to, everyone was exceptional. Those didn't graduate.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody in the school, straight in my class, was 85 average, better. Better. No one was 75, 73, 77 mediocre. You understand? Because this school, for real, because the norm was to be exceptional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I say all of that to say, why do we believe changing our vernacular or the pitch in our voice or the strut in our step is that doesn't equate to exceptionality?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't equate to it. I mean, and like I said, and we gotta change that narrative with our children. You know what I'm saying? You know, and like I said, we said that talking white thing that I've heard this not from people from me, but I've heard this like, oh, that person's talking white. What does that mean?
Yeah.
When you say this, what does talking white mean? Because they can pronunciate? Wow, that's tough. That's saying Black people don't pronunciate. What does that mean? Oh, so they know the definition of 5-syllable words? That's talking white. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about the irrational in the phrase when you say that. So when I'm on the phone, I do understand. I can hear the Black tone of voice. I can hear the white tone of voice. White people just sound more jipper than us. Straight up and down.
What?
They do. And want to know something? Probably rightfully so. This is their country.
Yeah.
This is their country. This is their America. And like I said in previous podcasts, Black people, we have to understand this. This is their land. I understand you are an American and you are so grateful for being an American. Cool. In some shape, form, or fashion, I am too. I'm happy to be born in America as opposed to other countries. But I'm saying, I got to understand, I am not on my own territory.
No. And how do you know that? It's because if you look at any other race other than white, we have to hyphenate what we are. White people don't have to say that they're white American. They're just American. But all other races, you have to have African American, Mexican American,
everything,
Japanese American, Chinese American. Like, we have to hyphenate all other races. Mm-hmm. Native American. Those people should be American. Why do they have to be Native American? Well, white people are just American. Everybody else is hyphenated. So, that tells you everything you need to know.
They sound more jipper than us. They're on the phone. And as we spoke earlier, I don't think it's really, when I'm on the phone with a black and white person, it's really not a big deal to me. It's cool. Whatever. You know what I mean? But the gender thing comes into play for me.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The gender thing. When I speak to a man as opposed to a woman, it's a whole different vibe. And I've told my wife this, and she tried to get at me. She's like, "Oh, why you saying that about our women?" No. They're not your women. That women don't give a damn about you. Okay. And that's another thing about people. Why black people, we do that too. Oh, that's our that person don't care about you. But don't hold them down like they do just because you happen to be part of that group as far as a female is concerned. You know what I'm saying? Some females do that sometimes. You know what I mean? Dudes, we don't do that as much because we know this next dude really don't give a damn about us.
Right. So you're saying that men are better customer support representatives than women?
No.
Okay.
Friendlier.
Yes.
And this is... Hear my logic, hear me out, and I understand why. Yes,